All right, we'll leave that in. Fuck it. I have a phone like everyone else. Fuck you all. Geek Goonz. We're here. Live.
Episode 7.
We're live and in color this episode. And color's been around for the last 60 years, I think. Fuck.
And we're not just talking about the color of our skin either.
Yeah. You think if it were in black and white, people would still know they were black?
Yeah,
You think?
I definitely
No, I don't know. That's not how it works.
I've seen black and white shows, and you definitely knew the
bro,
brothers.
I'm telling you, you're not listening to me. If we were in black and white right now, no one would be able to tell that we're black. Not a soul.
They definitely know we're colored.
No, they wouldn't. They wouldn't. Honest. Watch. Believe me or not, we'll put this in black and white. Full episode. No, we won't. No, we fucking won't. What is that? What episode is this? Or are we on the episode for this?
7.
7. Cool. Episode 7, Geek Goonz podcast. And we have a special topic for the geeks today, don't we, Mr. Knight?
Yeah, I wanted to just cover like dating as a geek, like
Okay.
how that is.
All right. Fuck. You know what? That sounds like one of those things that.
I made it, bitch.
First off, the bucket that he shot this in is like maybe an arm's length away. The moment he extended his arm, he was halfway there.
Well, then why would you?
If he fucking missed it, if you would have heard glass shatter on the ground, which would have been great for the content. That would have been amazing. Fuck, I wish you. That would have been great.
Why would you say I'm not gonna shoot it if you know I'm gonna shoot it then? Because you're a hater.
You had too much faith in yourself on that one. But actually, it didn't even. You have trash in there to stop it. Like you were supposed to make that fucking shot.
See, this man looking at semantics.
Listen, see, this is the problem what we get into with the women that we're dating when it comes to geek stuff. We argue semantics, right? That's a funny topic, right? It seems like one that's kind of surface level when you really hear it, dating as a geek. But that shit comes with a lot, bro. Like, I've dated girls where it's like some shit. Like, what is being a geek? Being a geek, I think, is like, that can apply to anyone for anything. You can be a geek for sports. You can be a geek for anything, any topic, right? And I think being a geek when it comes to like the shit we're into, games, movies, and shit like that, people just automatically equate it to being childish, and that's a fucking challenge when you're dating a girl that's like, I want a man, I want a,
Or a normie.
Or,
normie.
they want you to be like just a person that's like, I'm an adult. I don't watch things that are like superheroes, and I can't do that
I don't
shit.
have fun.
Yeah, like I can't, I'm sorry. Like some of this shit is just entertaining. Like it's just fucking good. You know what I'm saying? Like when I'm fucking looking at a superhero movie, like that shit is taking me away. And that's like a challenge of like having somebody to not feel that's childish. And that's a tough one, trying to date a person and get them comfortable with what your interests are, especially when it's like things that can be considered childish. That shit's hard, man. So how do you overcome that?
I mean,
other than dating people that actually are into the same shit that you are.
So like, I haven't ran into anyone that thought it was necessarily childish, but I've ran into people like, cause I make that upfront, like, hey, I'm like,
these are my interests. Like, sorry.
Yeah. But I've ran into people that like didn't give me the space to like really enjoy them, or get mad when I get myself in the space to be like, hey, I'm gonna go game, or hey, not even like game, but hey, I'm gonna go video edit it, or
Yeah. And I think even on a relatable sense, I think a lot of guys can appeal to the feeling of, a lot of people can appeal to the feeling of like, hey, I want to go play my game. And they're like, you're always on that fucking game. It's like,
you're really not.
That shit, like, I don't think enough people understand. Like, the game is relaxing. Like, even though, like, it's fucking stressful as fuck, and you might hear me shouting on it, like, it's relaxing. Like, I'm chill when I'm on that joint. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's something to relax me. It's my spa day. It's my fucking, I don't know, my anything. Like, that's my downtime. You know what I'm saying?
You just get through having sex and you're like, you know what?
Yeah, like,
I've done my job here. Let me go play.
Yeah,
the game.
yeah. It's time for a cold one and a good game. You know what I mean? Like, and sometimes I remember like I've been at work and I've been like, wow, I haven't played the game in like fucking days. Like I need to get back on that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I need to like, you just kind of get that itch, the urge to say like, yo, let me turn on like fucking Call of Duty or something. Let me boot that shit.
Do you ever
up.
feel bad it's not a story game now as much as it was back in the day? I'd be like, yo, I only have the time to get into like a quick like match. I can't get into like a immersed story, and I'd be feeling so fucking bad. Yeah,
that does suck, especially when. But that's why I was loving when I was like. That's why I kind of want to buy God of War. I haven't played that one. But that's why I love Last of Us when I was playing it, because it was like, man, finally, I'm back into like a world. Like, it's no fighting anybody. It's just like objective to finish the story. You know what I'm saying? Like, I miss that shit. Fuck, I do.
It's really amazing.
Yeah.
Like my whole life, I've dated nothing but normies, and it was like, oh my god, it was the worst fucking thing ever. Because like, even the girls that were like kind of into gaming, they weren't really into gaming, and it would just be like this disconnect where it's like, hey, you know, I like games, but I don't really like them that much, and it's like, yeah.
I don't think I need any. I honestly don't think like in a partner, I don't necessarily need someone that is like on the game with me per se, but just like one. I ask a few things. One, if I ask you to watch something with me, is because one, I love this thing, I love you, or I like this thing and I like you, and I kind of want to merge the two. I want to enjoy those two together. So, just be accepting of it, because it's a lot of shit like in dating, like when you would be with a partner and like they'll do some shit and it's like, oh yeah, I want you to come here, and it's like, I have no fucking interest in whatever the fuck this is, but like I'm not going to just be like, oh, this is boring. Oh, this is this. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm an adult enough to say, like, you know, I don't know what this is, but I'll enjoy it for their enjoyment. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I want out of a person. Like, I want them to enjoy something that I'm in just because I like it. If you like me, you know, like, tolerate some things. You know, have some compromise. That's what I think. Like, that shit's... And that's tough for people to. It's tougher than people you know admit. Like for someone to sit around and watch something that you're like not fucking interested in. Like, but shit, if I do it, then I expect to return that favor. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all I think I ask. Truthfully, that's it.
I guess for me, the main reason I would prefer that a person to be like an anime gaming is because like they get to, I don't know, introduce me into
something that is you. Okay.
And that I've never like seen before. Like, oh, I never watched this anime, or I never
watched this game. Yeah. That's fair. That's a good one, because it's like, oh, we can share this. Yeah, I feel you on that. I don't think I've run into partners that have been that type, that have been like just into the same shit. Maybe like one. Yeah, I can only think of like one. But that's all right with me. Like, because in those same instances, the partners that didn't like the shit that I like, they've been to Marvel movies with me. They've watched the games with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just want a person, when it comes to dating me as a geek, I don't necessarily require you to be it. Just, you know, like, join in the world with me to some degree. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all I think I want. Like, just to be there with me. That's it. Just fucking let me watch my superhero movie and deal with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, just deal with it. Because I will in vice versa instances. And fuck it. You know, like, shit. Life is life, and we can be opposites.
Yeah.
We can be opposites. Don't have to have the same interest. Like, don't have to have it at all. Just give me credit.
I was like that at first, but then like I started getting like these extremely like non-understanding or very one-sided situations where it's just like, you know, you have free, like, you're not at work, you need to be spending it with me, and it's like, bro, I be having like I be needing time to myself.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Like,
for sure.
It's crazy shit.
That is true, because like that should be counted for something. Like, it shouldn't just be looked at as a way of just like, oh, that person is just playing a game. Like, it's or that person is just watching a movie. Like, at this point, and the podcast is a great fucking excuse if you've never used it yet, but you can say, yo, I gotta watch this. It's for the podcast. We have to discuss it. I have to watch this. Yeah. Like, I have to fucking watch this show. If I don't watch the show and we discuss it on a podcast, I won't be well versed. What do we do? Yeah. Great excuse to use that. But in not using excuses, like, bro, like, I just like to sit down and do whatever relaxes me. And that could be whatever, bro. Like, and I've grown up on this shit. And also, I've never hidden my interest of, like, yo, I love these type of movies. I love these type of games. I've never hid that shit. So if I enter a relationship or enter a partnership of any type, like, yo, if I try to turn on this game and you look at me sideways, no, you fucking knew that this was my shit, son. Like, you knew that this was, like, my game. Like, I'm not letting you do that. I'm not letting you do that.
And it's fucking wild.
It is.
Yeah. It's fucking wild because, like...
Because I think it's wild because, like, I would never require... Like, I'm not... Whenever I'm dating, I'm never telling somebody, like... Like, I'm never altering anybody's interest. Like, I can't fucking do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm never doing that, so I don't want someone to do it to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm never altering somebody's interest. Like, if you say, like, oh, makeup is my thing. All right, fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I agree. I'm just like, I'm a loner type.
Yeah, me
too. So then, like, I'd be like always like with these girls, like, let's go do stuff all the time. Yeah, and I'm like, bro, you don't got no, like, social battery whatsoever. Like,
yeah. Like, well, you gotta just, like, but alone time is fucking, yeah, I think you gotta get that shit in. Like, even then, that's hard fucking to explain to somebody. Like, yo, I need alone time.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of women haven't taken to that one too well in my experience, you know, just because it's like, what do you mean you need alone time? Like, it almost sounds...
Time away from me?
Yeah, like, it almost sounds like, it sounds a little bit offensive, but it's really like, no, I need that time to, like, recalibrate. Like, I need that time to recoup. I need to re-energize. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I need that time to, like, that's when I'm, like, in my alone time, that's when I'm, like, I realized something in myself, like, when I'm, like, not having enough alone time, I'm getting writer's block and things that I wanna spit, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's a problem for me. Like, I need my alone time to be able to think of how I word my shit, you know what I'm saying? Like,
like, personally, like, my alone time for me is like, it allows me to sort of, like, calibrate myself to like be the person I want to be like this lovable, quirky, goofy, dumbass son of a bitch that everyone knows. And it's like, I need this time to recalibrate myself to sort of, like, just unwind and be like, okay, let's get down to, like, the bare necessities.
Yeah. I get you. So, like, that's your time to. That's true. That's I never looked at it that way because I guess I do that in a sense too. Like, I go into my alone time and I think. I sit down and I think, you know, like, what's that fucking statue, the thinker and shit? Like, I'm just sitting there thinking of how I can, you know, thinking of my life in its sense, you know what I'm saying? Like, who I am, what I'm doing, you know, what I want to do, what I am, you know what I'm saying? Like, everything in that, that's what my alone time is. And sometimes, that requires me turning on the fucking game or turning on a movie to do that. Like, help like, facilitate that thought.
Stimulate.
Sometimes. Yeah. Sometimes, like, it requires that shit, yo. And I think I know as I've gotten older, like, people I've dated have been a lot more understanding about that shit. Like,
I swear.
Yeah, like, cause shit, most of the shit, like, when we discuss this, I think we're talking about more of our past lives at some points because, like, you think I'm dealing with somebody at this point where it's, I'm like, yo, listen, son. like, I'm telling you what I'm about to go do. What I'm about to go do is I'm about to go cut on this PS5. I'm going to be on here with my boys for about 2-3 hours, right? And then I'm going to come lay next to you while we're going to sleep. That's what I'm going to do. That's my plan. Yep, that's my go-to right now.
When you whispering on the game, I'll be like, man, all right.
Yeah, and I don't whisper a lot. Like, if I'm on a game, yo, like, I'm loud. I'm boisterous. I'm telling people shut the fuck up. You know, I'm loud with it, right? Like, and you know, I will give some points to that. Like, I've had girls tell me like, I don't mind you being on the game necessarily, but you're fucking screaming. Like, like I'm on that bitch, like, fucking veins popping out of my face and shit. Like, but the game is intense, bro. Like, and I want to enjoy it the way I enjoy it, you know? We don't get mad at basketball players for fucking yelling on pickup games.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I pay for the rent in my fucking place. I pay for the AC. I pay for the lights. I
fact.
pay for the fucking internet connection. I
pay
for the
that
fucking
PS5.
console. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm
like,
a fucking yell. If I want to yell, if I want to take a piss on that mother, I can leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah.
Leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah, and I'm a man of compromise. I'm a man of understanding. But shit, like, like, and you know what? I'll even touch it to this. I've had like girls that have like that I've dated that have been like, okay, you know, kind of Reese, like I'll indulge in what you enjoy, and we'll go like a movie or something, buy the ticket, and then like 30 minutes into the movie, like I look over to sleep. But see, and to me, like when I was younger, I used to get annoyed with that. It's like, fuck, I wasted money on the ticket. Oh, what the fuck are you doing? But they would kind of pop in and pop out, and again, I don't mind it because it's like,
they tried.
You tried, yo. You tried. You came here, like, and even sometimes it's just about the person being next to you, you know, in the same space of like, I don't give a fuck if you fall asleep. Like, I do give a fuck. Let me correct that shit. I do give a fuck if you fall asleep. But I'm not just like crucifying you if you fall asleep just because it's like, yo, thank you for just being beside me because that's what I want. I want to merge the two things I like.
It's only okay. For me, it's only okay if you fall asleep on me. If you fall asleep on me, I'm like, okay, I get it. I'm a comfortable ass nigga. Okay.
Yo, I went to see fucking Buzz Lightyear. First time which she tries to fall asleep on me a little bit. These fucking chairs. She's like struggling to get over. Cause like that the chairs at the fucking at the theater and shit, like they had like this big ass fucking piece in the middle. Yeah. And she just gave up. She's like, you know what? I tried to lay on you, dude. Like, I'm going that way. Like, I'm just gonna go to sleep.
Why would she go? Was Buzz Lightyear good for starters?
Buzz Lightyear. Oh, good, great.
Okay.
Buzz Lightyear was it was good. They marketed this movie as the movie that Andy saw when he was a kid. And I was talking to my brother about it, and it's just not one of those movies, yo, that's like a kid wouldn't find it enjoyable. It's not like action adventure Buzz Lightyear of Star Command, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then there was a Buzz Lightyear animated show and shit, and that was kind of in that realm. But like, we needed that, and it was more of like an isolation. It felt like more of an isolation movie.
It was like the characters from the Buzz Lightyear show on there that really made the show, like Mira, I think Booster.
No, this was they had a lot of I don't want to give too much away of it, but they had a lot of things where it's like Buzz wouldn't necessarily know his crew. You know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, the movie's actually good.
Did they at least cameo them or like hint at them?
Hint at who?
The characters from the show.
Damn, fuck. You know what I thought about just now? Fuck. See, this is the problem. I'm going to tie it all back. We're going to do a fucking callback right now. Tie it all together to dating as a geek. I fucking missed the after credits because she was tired. She was sleepy. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to put it just on her, but I was fucking tired. So, fuck, I missed them. So, fuck. I just thought about that. Buzz Lightyear was just more isolation, and they didn't have many characters that it just felt more of like an isolated movie, and it was a bit slower paced than what I thought it would be. And they could have really went Top Gun.
You want to know what I feel like? Is that I feel like it was more of a cash grab from the Toy Story franchise than like Pixar
But that's the thing though. Like, it didn't even have to be a cash grab. Like the shit was like visually great. Story wise, it was good. Like, you just had to do the story in a different way because this is how I see it. If I'm making a Buzz Lightyear movie and I'm thinking, all right, Andy's going to see this as a kid. If Andy's going to see this as a kid, what do we want Andy to see? We want Andy to see action. That's what kids love. They love like to light them up. So let's show Buzz Lightyear in his spaceship with his crew going at it. Maybe he's fighting the evil Emperor Zurg and their army the entire time, you know, just like give me fight scenes, give me dog fights. You know, like that's what I think a kid would be like. Oh my god, I gotta get this Buzz Lightyear toy. But instead, you get this kind of slower paced movie where it's like Andy probably wouldn't think Buzz Lightyear's that cool.
Yeah,
like he's not that cool for a kid. And again, I'm only saying it that way because that's how Disney marketed the movie. This is the movie Andy saw when he was a kid.
So it was basically a movie that built up Buzz Lightyear, which is a character that they didn't have to do much to build up because we already
for real, son.
Like, yeah.
Like this is the thing, Buzz Lightyear, you didn't have to build him up
or add this unique backstory
because like you know the character. Like think about it. Like he was like, if we think of Toy Story 1, he's like, Buzz Lightyear, you are a toy. Like Buzz Lightyear's just like, what's going on? Like I'm really like into my like. I don't know.
Persona.
Yeah, like, and if he's really into that, the actual Buzz Lightyear character is, I guess, but they did it in a way where it was too slow paced and it wasn't enough. It was fun. It was a good movie. I rated about a 7. But it wasn't fun enough for a kid, and that's how I'm looking at it. So yeah, it was about a 7. Yo, you know what I was thinking about after that though? A Woody movie would go stupid. We got enough characters for a Woody movie.
I'm gonna tell you right now,
bro.
If they have a Woody movie and they make it and they give it a Buzz Lightyear treatment, Woody gonna be racist.
Oh, that's a fact. No, bro. But see, this is the thing, right? Woody can be. We already have the group. Like we have that fucking dude with the pitchfork and shit. Bro. We have fucking the redhead girl. We have the horse. Like we have the whole
just get away from Toy Story and make some new shit. Like I'm tired of the Pixar.
But that's a cool concept though.
I fuck with it, but just make some new shit,
bro. But I'm saying like I 100% agree with you. Make some new shit. No ifs, ands, or buts about that. But if you have the opportunity to do some cool shit with a character that was just a toy,
or you know what? Make a Monsters Inc. sequel, not a prequel. Make an actual Monsters. I would rather see a Monsters Inc.
Monsters Inc. prequel would go stupid.
They made a prequel, but I think
a sequel would be great. Prequel wise, Monsters Inc. Monsters University, bro. That shit's about a 9 out of 10 for me. Not gonna even front. That shit was solid.
The ending was a little bit.
Fuck you. That shit was solid, yo. That shit was solid.
I heard it made a show. Is the show good?
I never watched that shit.
I don't think it don't.
I'm not that into it, but bro, that Monsters University, that shit just like that's a comfort movie for me. It's lined up with one of those movies where I can like, you know how you have some of the movies that you can go to sleep on and shit. That's one of them ones. Oh, yeah, that's like this is so good that I can just go to sleep. Like this is like not saying I can't watch it, when I'm just fully conscious, but it's just like this shit is solid. This shit is solid. But yeah, yeah, I don't know how the fuck we got on Buzz Lightyear. They should make a Woody movie. Just don't do it like Buzz Lightyear.
It was
actually
about
make it fun.
Dating as gamers and how the girl fell asleep while you.
Yeah. And fell asleep. I missed the end credits. Fuck.
Bro, I gave a gift like back when I was like my first relationship. Like this girl I was dating, she was like, "I love Assassin's Creed, etc., etc." So I bought her like Assassin's Creed for the PS4, Black Flag. And we broke up. She gave it back to me. That bitch was still in the wrapper. And she's like, you never think about me. I appreciate me. I'm like,
wait, what?
Yeah, the game.
No, nigga. Run that back. What? What'd you say?
She likes Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
Had a PS4.
Yeah.
I was like, she's like, Assassin's Creed is her favorite game. I gave it to her as a gift. And when we broke up, she gave me that bitch back. And that bitch was still in the fucking wrapper.
So she didn't like Assassin's Creed from you. Like, that's what it seemed like. Okay, cool. That's clearly what that is. Because how the fuck do you not crack the wrapper?
And I'm like, okay, so I never do anything for you. You told me that was your favorite game.
Keep the buck with me, though. You return that bitch?
I gave it the original. It was like it was at that point. By the time we broke up, the game was maybe worth like 10, 50, 20 bucks.
Shit, in the wrapper?
Yeah, in the wrapper. So it was
you should have kept that bitch for another 20, 30 years, made that motherfucker jump up in price about $500.
I just gave it to my boy Original because I was like, you like Assassin's Creed? I was like, fuck it. I don't know. I don't want to remember the bitch. So, yeah, fuck it.
Toss. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, that's fucked up. And that was actually a girl that was in the geek realm.
Yeah, and I think you met her too because we went on a double date. It was crazy. I was like, oh, yo, okay, I guess I never do anything for you then. Okay,
fair enough. Yeah, and that was the high school shit. You know what I mean? Like that was the. I remember that. That was a long time ago.
Well, I think we both think about who we were dating in high school. We were just like, what were we doing?
Yeah. I don't know if I'm shit. I don't know if I'm cool with my high school ex. I think I am. I think at this point we have to be.
Fat question mark.
Now I know just because she's the type of girl that's like she's never trying to be cool with me. I think at this point she is trying to be cool with me. Just because it's like, yo, come on, bro. Like let all that other shit go. Like sure I might have been a piece of shit. Fair. I can admit that. But I admitted that shit like 5 years ago.
Wait. Which one?
Oh, I'm cool with all my exes for the most part.
Okay, so we were talking about the tall one or the short one?
Talking about the tall one. She's the one who has the problem with me. The short one is cool. Me and her solid for life.
I was really surprised because I was gonna say if you got the short one to admit that she was a piece of shit.
No. I wasn't talking about her admitting that she was a piece of shit. The tall one. I was talking about her feeling that I was a piece of shit. Like she never really had the chance to I don't know, get over the shit I did to her or shit. But yeah, I think I'm cool with all of them at this point. And for the only one I'm not cool with is probably the tall one. Like she just go back and forth with her. But shout out to her. She knows what I'm talking about. Yeah, she knows what I'm talking about. She if she ever watches this, I doubt she looks at anything I do. But yeah, let me think about any girl that I dated that was a geek. Nope. 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 Maybe a little bit. One was a little bit. But I think my majority no. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't really know if I seek it. Like I don't know if I seek girls that are like
I gotta try it. I gotta have it.
I feel you, but I just don't know if I think when I'm thinking about when I'm going down the line, like I don't think that it's just something that I require because it's like sure it's a part of me, like geek culture and my entertainment, but it's also one of those things where it's like it's for me. Like I don't need it for anyone else. I don't need it for I don't necessarily need anyone to join my comfort. Like this shit is for me. Like I'm watching this shit on my own. Like I'm watching this shit for my own thoughts. Like I damn near hate sometimes having to watch something with somebody because it's like, bro, I can't just watch this in my own.
Okay, I ain't gonna lie, I do vibe with you on that because you ever watch something with someone
and they're not vibing with it like you are.
Yeah, and it's like they're like trying to talk through it or like, and I'd be like, bro, I'm trying to watch this. Like I'm into this. Like you like go do your own. Like
yeah,
bro.
But it's always cute to me, and I've been doing this more often. It's cute to me when like I'm like doing shit like that, and like when I'm watching like a movie with a non
normie
girl.
Let's just say normie.
Yeah we'll say normie. If I'm watching with a normie and they were like and they know a little bit about it, like let's say they've watched a few Marvel movies and they haven't finished the lineup, they would kind of lean over at me like, okay, so what's going on right here? And I'm like, yeah, so that's Scarlet Witch. She's a bad motherfucker. She had this show that was on Disney Plus for a little minute. Her kids got killed. I
appreciate it though.
Like I like that though. I like that.
I appreciate that than just falling asleep or like
yeah. Like and you can fall asleep, but like just if you're showing me like because when I'm with anyone, my thing is questions. Like I just question a lot. Like that, I'm just gonna be like, oh, so what's this? How's this? How does this work? How does that do it? Why? Right? And I'm gonna do all of that shit. So like when it comes flip side for that, like I hope somebody does that for me.
Yeah.
Like ask me about the things that I love. Yeah. Why not? Like,
I agree.
Wow, that's the title of this episode. Ask me about the things I love.
Yeah. And love me.
Yeah, and love me. Yeah, that's a fact. We said we wanted something else. We said we had dating as a geek, and it was something else.
Gaming to us.
Okay. What did you I'll let you lead with that one. Like, what does gaming mean to you, I guess?
So to me, like gaming, depending on the game. So generally, it means like a very good narrative and exposure to a different perspective that I've never seen. Like, weirdly enough, and this may be crazy sounding, but like from playing like an intense horror game or intense game where like a character's going through an intense situation, I've been able to like navigate through less intense situations of my own personal life, even though it's not like remotely the same. Like, hey, a character is like having to worry about killing my favorite character in the game. Oh yeah, maybe having to make a decision that's really tough that might piss someone off. I can do this.
Yeah. Okay. What makes a good game for me, I guess, or what gaming means to me? I think my main thing is probably just what can it. I guess storytelling, because when I think of a game, like I'm thinking of like a full rounded game. Obviously, fucking Last of Us comes to my mind every fucking time, and Uncharted 2. I mean, not Naughty Dog in general have fucking knocked it out the park. But like those type of games, even some of the older Call of Duties where they had storylines that were good. Like, give me something that feels almost theatrical a little bit. Like, you can give me things where it's like, don't they have like the interactive game? What was it? Detroit?
Yeah, Detroit Become Human.
Yeah, I don't necessarily like that type of shit all the time.
Have you played it though?
I haven't. I know. I think you told me.
They got a demo out too. You need to play it.
Yeah, I need to play it. And obviously games change for me. Like the reason I love Skyrim, like we're just fucking touching that. The reason like Skyrim is one of my favorite games ever, is because that shit came out 11 years ago, and I can still crack it on and find some enjoyment of it. And it's kind of like it throws you out of where you're at. Like, it takes you completely out of where you're at. Like, I just want full immersion. Like, full in. I lose myself in this game. And to Call of Duty's credit, I get lost in that shit damn near every night. Like, I'll give Call of Duty its replay value. That shit is good. Goddamn it. Like, so.
To taper back on what you were saying, were you done?
No, you good. You can talk.
Okay. So, a good example, I guess I use Detroit Become Human. It's like an element in there where like a character has a gun, like where you make decisions in that game, and like when you get it, like when your character that you're controlling personality is governed by the decisions that you make in that game, like it completely immerses you because you're like, these consequences are my consequences because I shaped this character. If this hostage dies, I did this. If you can't get this case, I did this. If this revolution turns violent, I fucking did this. And it's the craziest.
Yeah, and I remember like a lot of games back in the day, like those games because they had like some games that were like that were kind of in that same vein. Growing up, and I remember my brother Ian, he was one of the people who was like, he had to make the right decision. Like, he just made sure like I'm clicking the best response every time, because he's like, I want to play the game in the good way. And then like Witcher's like that, right? Like Witcher's like,
one thing I like about The Witcher 3, and I think I mentioned on a previous episode, is that sometimes you have to choose the lesser of the two evils. Like, it's really a thing where like you have to decide between saving these kids from these witches, but you have to unleash this demon to do so and destroys the town, which also has kids, or you let the kids get eaten, but the town is safe.
Man, you know what? Every time I hear Witcher, bro, I get a little devastated because like that game is so beautiful. When I first saw it, I was like, wow, this is beautiful. It was just so fucking boring. Like, yo, that shit was boring.
I think it's just you just getting into the mechanics. Like, it's
the mechanics felt like chunky to me. Like, I just could not like vibe with it, yo. Like, I just was like, nah, son. Like, and I be needing games every now and then to scratch that like medieval urge for me. Like Skyrim, Diablo, they kind of give you that kind of mystical, and I wanted Witcher to do that, and it didn't, and I was sad. And I didn't know what the fuck to do about it, so I just stopped fucking playing the shit, and I talk shit about it to you.
I think when you see me play it though, because I remember I showed you an expansion when I was fighting the guy, and I cut his head off, and the motherfucker had his head hanging, and he was clapping and put his head back on forward.
What the fuck, yo?
It was crazy. It was an expansion pack. It's like this guy who like, he's definitely mystical and has some supernatural abilities.
Okay, all right. Well.
And it was a part where like he was about to execute this woman, and you can choose to let him execute her or stand and fight him. And he was like, okay, I'm gonna fight him, and if I beat him, I'll like, you don't execute this woman. Yeah. And this dude is like fine. He's like teleporting shit, disappearing, and like this dude is like, to give you an idea, I have the game modded where I get infinite character points, not to where I'm invisible, but I get to customize like my abilities how I want them to. And this dude was beating the shit out of me.
Really?
Like I'm chugging potions, fighting them, blocking, using fire, using spells to the dear God. And I finally beat him. And how I felt was how Geralt felt.
Yeah.
At the end of the battle, he's like, why? He's like, why did you interfere to prevent further bloodshed? And I'm like,
and that kind of touches on to the thing that I was talking about on our last episode when it was kind of like the commercialization of gaming, like, and how some of that shit is like gotten ruined. Like, I miss like just being able to have those experiences in games where it's like without get the expansion pack and the fucking loot box with the I will
say in The Witcher 3 they give you hours and hours of free content.
Good.
And then the expansion pack is like if you want this separate story.
Yeah, like I don't mind that. Hey, and I want to make that clear when it comes to companies doing that. Like, sure, just give me a full complete game. Like, don't like you want to do an expansion pack. That's like rappers and shit doing like the deluxe album. Like, all right, bro, if you want to give me the deluxe album, like that's cool and all. Just make sure you give me the full thing the first time. Like, don't bullshit me. Don't put the good songs on the deluxe because this. Like, throw like 1 or 2 singles on the deluxe, but don't
remix or whatever.
Yeah, like don't fuck it up and you know like shorthand your own, not shorthand, but like don't undercut your first work because you're trying to save it for the latter half. Like, no, bro, this isn't no. Give me full thing and pause.
Come on, man. There's no judgment here.
Nigga, that's a pause moment. Fuck that. I'm not saying it in a way, but that's a pause moment. But that's like, yo, just give me the full game and that's it. Like, and then you can throw in your expansion shit. Then you can throw in the extra shit and you can give me Dying Light following. I think that was a complete game.
Or Diablo 3, the Reaper of Souls, how like you went through and then you went to hell and remember we went to heaven. Oh my god.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah. That shit was hard. That shit was tough. Skyrim, Dawnguard. That shit was epic. Like, I like that type of shit, bro. And I think my main issue, like even just discussing it, more than likely my main issue comes from multiplayer games. Like them kind of half-assing those nowadays. That's probably where I'm stemming from with that. But that's kind of the majority of gaming, which is why I think it's such an important thing to say, like, all right, what does gaming mean to me? Because it's like, if the majority is multiplayer, stop half-assing some of this shit, bro. Like, stop copy-pasting Call of Duty. Don't fucking give me... don't make everything that's worth having in the game a fucking loot box. Don't like, like don't do that shit, bro. Like it's sure people may accept it, but like just on the grander scheme of things, where the fuck are we going with a lot of this shit? Like everything is just a ploy. It's just a marketing tool. It's just a business thing. Like nothing's genuine, bro. Like and we're missing some of that shit in culture, in pop culture, in gaming, and every fucking thing. Like hate this shit. I just had a moment of fucking like depression just on the fucking air, but yeah, bro, like,
it's just
sucks.
Like live service games, everything.
Yeah, son, like we don't need that, and it isn't. It doesn't. When you're doing that, you're
look at the new Avengers game.
Yeah, like, and then you're kind of doing things where you're making people who want to do that unable to. Like, they're doing roadblocks and shit. Like, people that want to create a natural game, a fun game that's, full. Those people get roadblocks because they're like, that's not what's in right now. That's not what we're looking for. We need a loot box.
Yeah, I read
that shit. Like, yo, son, you're fucking the free market up. Like, you're fucking up of ingenuity. Like, you're not allowing people to be as they are. Like, and we're suffering because of it. Like, so that's why I appreciate games when they come out. Like Last of Us, I felt like one of the last games that did it really well. I don't know any other games you've played that you feel have done well over the last few years.
Multiplayer or single player?
Either. Last of Us did it well with single player. I can't say what has done it well multiplayer wise.
Resident Evil Village does a really good job single player wise. Okay. Monster Hunter in general does it pretty good. And multiplayer? Multiplayer and single player are pretty good. They make pretty good content. They give a lot of free updates and stuff. Yeah. And their expansion packs is actually like a additional story that's separate from the main. Like I think there's a couple of companies that do it pretty well in certain instances. But yeah, I agree. It's just becoming it's harder to find.
Like that shit, fucking
fighting games. I don't know what you would get this battle pass. You get
I miss fighting
half
games.
of. I miss back when they were complete. Remember back when they released a fighting game and they had a full fucking roster. Now you get this battle pass and you gotta get these characters. And I'm like, bro, I only got 10 fucking characters. I gotta pay. Like, bro, get the fuck out of my face.
Even if we'll just jump ahead a little bit. Even we'll fuck. I don't know what minute we're at right now, but we'll talk about what I think gaming will become. I think what gaming will become. I think instead of, and this is the same with the internet, I think we won't be on it anymore. I think we'll be in it. I think it'll be virtual, like in goggles inside. I think it'll be more of a inside the game sort of thing. I think that's what we're moving toward, more augmented reality, virtual reality sort of deal. So once that gets like fully on go, I think we may be in we might hit a gaming renaissance if it's done right. Like we might hit a point where shit, gaming feels new again. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's been a lot of years where it's been in a slump. I feel like
it's gonna take about 10 years or so to get to that point, because the VR games that they're making now are not even full games. They're like mini games that just give you like a experience, and it's like.
And experience is cool, but I think once we start moving to the point of like allowing people to, because I was seeing something where it was like they were using somebody was like in VR and he was using gloves where it gave like haptic feedback. And once we get into that point, once we start really like delving into like the that type of immersion,
and it becomes affordable.
Yeah, and it becomes affordable. That's when it'll be. That's when I hope that we're still of an age where we can move and enjoy those things, because I want to see that shit, bro. I want to be in that shit. That shit is gonna be dope. Like, I can't wait for that. Like, I think that's where gaming will be. Because right now it's been the same thing over a long period of time.
Just so like better life.
And it's evolving into bullshit a little bit. Fucking teeny boppers and shit playing this fucking Warzone. Give me a fucking Warzone and I get the loot box. You drop loot and fuck you. fuck those kids and those games. Fucking hate that shit. Now. Yeah, I know, right? Damn, we're getting old. Yeah. I was at a fucking restaurant the other day. Mm-hmm. The girl was like my waitress. She's like, I was getting a drink or something. She was like, oh yeah. She was like 26-year-old. I was fuck. I was like, how old are you? 20? I was like, all right, well. Fuck, I'm at the point where I'm old now. Like, we're getting old, bro. 26 is old now. Like,
that's crazy.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
I think that wraps up episode. What number are we at?
7?
No, I meant like time.
Oh, I don't know if I can know. Probably like definitely past 30 minutes.
Damn, is it?
Yeah.
What happened? I thought we had a fucking. Well, people, initially we had like a fucking timer up here that I saw, but now it's not. So, Geek Goonz.
GG's, and thank you for tuning in to episode 7. We're definitely planning to get some guests later down the line, but
yes, sir.
Hey, thank you for tuning in.
Yeah,
GG's.
And the alcohol is hitting me now at this point, so I picked the mic up like I'm whispering in your ear.